Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program Question Answer with myself, Duresha Warzadi. Inshallah, you will be able to watch this program every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Our today's topic will be Nabuwat, means prophethood, the third and important pillar of Islamic belief. Viewers, our telephone lines are open. Please join us with your views. Your calls are very important to us. I would request you to kindly ask questions related to the topic. Also, you can call in languages other than English. You are most welcome. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our honorable guest, MOLANA Dr. Abbas Mirza, renowned Al-Medin. Assalamu alaikum, MOLANA, and welcome to the show.
Alaikum salam.
And thank you for joining us
Thank
for this
you.
session, question answers. So I would request you to shed some light
Yes.
on Nabuwat for our viewers, please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa bihi nasta'in wa huwa khairu nasirin mu'in wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin. Assalamu alaikum to all our viewers, and also greetings and felicitation upon the eve of Bi'that, the nomination of the Prophet, or the Prophet was asked to announce his messengerships, and greetings and felicitations to you as well.
Thank you so
And
much.
also
Thank you very
we
much.
mark the death anniversary of Hazrat Abu Talib as well. So condolences to all our viewers as well. Yes, in the continuation of our discussion in regards to the principles of Deen, in regards to the Usul-e-Deen,
Usul-e-Din.
we kind of very briefly looked at the phenomena of Tawheed, and today we will focus upon Nabuwat,
Nabuwat, yeah.
which happens to be the second
We
fundamental.
also discussed about Adal MOLANA last time, you remember?
That is
briefly.
correct. Yes,
Briefly,
Adal
it
in
was discussed
connection
briefly,
to
yes.
Tawheed.
Tawheed, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
which kind of pertains to the wujud, to the existence of God
Yes.
Himself. Yes, you're right. Thank you very much. And today we will look at Nabuwat, which is the second or third, you could say, the principle of our faith.
Faith, yes.
See, in order to understand Nabuwat and the necessity of Nabuwat or Risalat, we have to look into our society today. When we focus our society, the society of man, we find that there are certain individuals who have been given or granted or naturally sort of been in the profession or in a position of utilizing others who are lower in ranks. For example, a person who is a head of for instance, a person who is a CEO, he or she utilizes the people who are under his wing, in order to really fulfill a project or a task. So you have these sort of different levels within the society naturally, and Quran also points out to this, and Quran clearly mentions that we have given ranks upon the within the society. For example, فَضَّلْنَاهُ بَعْضُهُمْ بِبَعْضٍ. Allah have given fazilat amongst the people to certain people, and He has given certain ranks to certain people so that they make use of others as labor. This is natural, and we tend to see that, and Quran also points out to this reality. Now, having said that, we also see within the society, within the community, that those who've been given this position of a higher rank, they tend to misuse this position and will go to the route of oppressing those who are under their sort of care. They will do sort of misuse of the labor. Either they will pay less, or either they will take more of their time and space, for instance. Now, in order to balance this, people will come and make labor laws, or make certain sort of rules that the political leader must not sort of dictate the government. And so you always have some sort of rules and laws in order to govern and in order to take care of the community, of the state, so that it doesn't misuse that power, right? So this is very natural that we see. I mean, this is nothing to do with the belief system. This is a very secular sort of approach to the reality that we have, that we tend to see that certain people have been designated or have certain amount of sort of position in the society. Sometimes they misuse it, and in order that they don't misuse that position, whether they be political leader, whether they be the CEO of the company or whatever, right? In order that they don't misuse that, they don't oppress that, they don't use it for their personal benefit, certain laws are made, certain rules are made. But still we find that even after that there's some sort of loopholes that they tend to do. So this means that man is always in a state of requiring certain laws and rules naturally. In his nature there has to be certain set of rules, otherwise he's gonna trespass and misuse the power that he has in the society, in the community that he has in society. Now these laws and rules that are there, that are made, they are immune of being trespassed, being misused even, and they are immune they are immune, and at the same time they are limited in terms of making the society reach a society that is a society of justice, reach the individual to that perfection. It goes to a certain limit, these laws and rules, which are based upon the intellectuals who sit together. They say, okay, this rule should be made, this is the human rights, and this is the human rights charter, this should be added, this should be subtracted, this was for about 50 years ago, it makes sense, but not anymore. So there's always changes going on, right? And these are all based upon the intellectual capacity of the philosophers or the intellectuals of that time, right? There's always ups and downs there. It is never a perfect law, so to speak, right? So now, as this is very natural, within the society that exists, then it requires of God to appoint and to send certain ahkam, certain laws and rules by which the society will be governed, by which the poor is not oppressed, by which the right of the poor is not snatched. So Allah takes that sort of active role to establish that, and through establishment of these laws and rules within the society becomes a just society, a society that is based on justice. As the society is based on justice, then the society itself, the state itself, as the state is based on justice, the state or the society or the earth itself, for example, then it will become the foundation for human beings, for insan, to reach perfection, because the society is already just. Then through this he will reach kamal. That becomes the stepping stone for him to really reach higher. So he will also reach perfection and kamal by the application of these rules upon him, and by the application of these rules within the society as well. So therefore it is very natural that there be a phenomena of nabuwat, of risalat. And this phenomena of nabuwat or risalat are nothing but the designation or the transformation of the rules and regulations from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards the mankind, which contains within it spiritual and metaphysical realities. By decoding those, the society and also the insan reaches to kamal. Having said that, Allama Tabatabai in one of the essays points out to this, that amongst the human beings there are certain individuals who have the strong mental capacity or who have the strong capacity of their heart, if we want to take from an Islamic terminology as qalb, they have that strong mental capacity, or they have that strong heart through which they are capable of entering into the supernatural or metaphysical realm. This is quite common even in the secular sense as well. Okay, now let's come outside the religious discussion. Like I was watching the other day, few weeks ago, a documentary on Albert Einstein, and how genius he was, and what was his accomplishment, and how much he tended to use his mind. And they have they took his mind out, before they bury him, and his mind is his brain, basically is a source of investigation, that how much he used, all of these different patterns and the lines that exist in the brain, and they measure it, and they compare it with the common man, and how much he uses, and how Albert Einstein used to use that. They say some of them, some of the doctors, they have mentioned that perhaps he had some supernatural power by which he entered into that metaphysical realm, and he looked and he examined and he investigated that realm that is supernatural, that is metaphysical, and then from there he came and he wrote all of these laws of the physics. So he went to the metaphysical realm, and from there he studied, and then he came and he made this physical laws that we have, and that is so perfect in the sense, right? So that means that even the secular society, they accept that the possibility of a metaphysical realm, a supernatural realm exists, where there are realities that if the mind is genius, he would be able to enter that realm and maybe perhaps decode those realities that are there, that will be beneficial, right, to mankind here, whether that be in the secular sense as the dunyavi point of view, right, or whether that be on a much deeper level. So the Anbiya, the prophets, their capacity to really delve into that metaphysical realm was much stronger. And within them, meaning that within the prophets as well, the Quran says that we have given fadila to some of the prophets on the other prophets. So some prophets are able to enter on a deeper level, where they decode the physical benefit, like for example Albert Einstein, we said, for instance, or on a much deeper level the physical benefit, and also the ukhravi, meaning that the hereafter, the next world benefit. That is why we tend to see that all of the ahkamat, all of the rules and laws that we have in the Quran are beneficial from the dunyavi point of view, and also from the ukhravi point of view. So a person who practice, there was this here very recently, somebody was mentioning me that he visited the doctor. The doctor wasn't a Muslim, but the patient was, and he said to the patient that you are not a Muslim. If you practice on your deen, on your religion, you will not be sitting here. You will not become ill and sick, for instance, right? And this is what it has been mentioned, that when Prophet came, the doctors who used to live in the vicinity, they had to close down their store. They said, why there is nobody coming? They said, we have new Prophet now. So as the new Prophet is there, he is making rules, he is teaching. Whether these rules and laws be in the sense where it has wajibat, such as that are there, wajib, haram and halal, for example, or the rules as mustahabbat, certain sort of recommended teachings of the Prophet, such as, just an example in the margin, such as the Prophet says, at night do not, sleep with a full belly, eat less at night, the breakfast should be stronger, the lunch should be medium. All of these sunnah, the teachings of the Prophet, are beneficial for insan in this dunya, because he has entered that metaphysical realm, and he has decoded the realities which is beneficial for insan, for human being. And not only in this regard, but even in regards to the spirituality, even in regards to his what is better for a person in that spiritual realm, for his soul, for his spirit, how he could make that perfect and kamil, so to speak. So nabuwat, risalat, as the possibility, as it is very much required that the society reach its kamal and perfection, because insan doesn't have that capability and capacity to really make the community, the society, and himself perfect. He does, not that he doesn't have any, at all. He does to a certain limit, to a certain extent. And then there are certain beings and individuals among them who are already, for example, if you look at it, as we have said, intellectuals, and struggling and trying hard to make better life, to make life better on earth. They are naturally doing that, right? So in the same way, there are certain individuals who are naturally geared towards the betterment of the humanity. So they kind of reflect, they contemplate. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well chooses among them and decodes these realities, and through them Allah establishes the nabuwat. And that's what we tend to see in the Quran, that Allah said that I have chosen the prophets amongst you, and I send you the message, or his commandments is sent through the prophets. Within the prophets, as well, as we have said, there are different sort of levels. Some of them have fazilat over others. Some of them, as we clearly say, they are known as ulul azm, the great prophets. Some of them are prophet for, as Quran has, as the tradition says, that there are about 124,000 prophets been sent by God. So these prophets are the prophets for certain areas, small neighborhoods. Inshallah, I think we close for.
Shall we take a break?
Yes, we
then
could.
Inshallah, we'll continue after the break.
Definitely.
Okay. So we'll take a break. Keep watching. We'll be back right after the break. Thank you.